We've been talking about surface area for the last couple days. So surface area is the space outside the shape, like how much paper it would take to wrap it up. Today we're going to shift gears and we're going to talk about volume. So volume is how much space is inside the shape. So it would be like how much water I can fill the shape with. That's what we mean by space inside the shape. And just like surface area, we have a formula, and the formula is kind of the same type of formula, but it's a little bit easier, a little bit shorter. So the formula for volume is capital BH, where B stands for area of the base, and H stands for height, or how far apart are the bases. Okay, so let's look at example 1. So this is a rectangle prism, and the first thing we're going to do is identify the base, just like we did before. And we can draw that base off to the side, and that allows us to find the area of the base, just like we did before. In this case, the base is 9 times 4, which is 36. So when we put that into our formula, capital B times H, we would end up with 36 times the height, which would be 6, because that's how far apart the bases are. And 36 times 6 is 216 feet cubed. We use feet cubed because volume is always going to be units cubed. So area is units squared, volume is units cubed. Now let's look at example 2. So example 2 is a hexagonal prism, and I can see that the base here is a hexagon, but this one tells me what the area of the base is. It also tells us what the height is. So all I have to do is multiply the area of the base times the height of the prism, which is 110.7 centimeters cubed. Unfortunately, they're not always going to be that easy. Let's take a look at example 3. In example 3, we have a triangle prism, and this is the one I told you was always going to give you the most trouble because it's a triangle prism on its side. So if we look at the base here, the base is a triangle. So we're going to draw that triangle off to the side, and then we can find the area of that triangle. So remember, a triangle is going to be your base times your height divided by 2. So in this case, it's going to be 120 divided by 2, which gives us 60. Now we can plug that into our formula. So we've got our area of the base, and now we need our height. So remember that the height is the distance between the bases. So if my two bases are these triangles, then the height has to be this 11. So we're going to have 60 times 11, which is going to give us a total of 660 centimeters cubed. Okay, so let's move on to example 4. Example 4 is another triangle prism. So I have the triangle up front and I have the triangle behind, and we're going to go ahead and draw that base off to the side. Unfortunately, on this triangle, we do not have our base and our height. So we need the base and the height of this triangle, and we don't have it. But we know that anytime we're missing something in one of these problems, we are going to use Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to have 9 squared plus x squared equals 15 squared, which is going to give us 81 plus x squared equals 225. Subtract 81 from both sides, and you're going to get x squared is 144. And when you square root that, you're going to find that the height of that triangle is 12. So now I can take 12 times 9 divided by 2, and I get the area of that base to be 54. So now we have the area of our base. We need the height of the prism. So the distance between those two triangles is 10. So our volume is going to be area of the base, which is 54, times the height, which is 10, which gives us a total of 540 feet cubed. Okay, so number 5 is going to take us a little bit of effort here. Number 5's got two shapes. So we have a rectangle prism on the bottom. So I see this rectangle on the bottom. So this guy is our rectangle prism. There's his top and bottom. And then you have that nice little triangular prism on the top. So your triangle prism, you've got the base here and the base back here. So we have two different shapes going on, and we're going to have to find the volume of both of those and then put it together. So let's kind of look at those separated for a second. When you look at them separated, they don't look quite as intimidating. So in figure 1, we have our triangle prism, and in figure 2, we have our rectangle prism. So let's tackle one at a time. So the rectangle prism is going to be the easier one. I see my base here. If I draw it off to the side, I can see the area of the base is going to be 27 times 35, which is 945. Now all I need to do is take 945 times the height of the prism. So if I look back over there, the height of the prism is going to be 25. So 945 times 25 is going to give me a total of 23,625. So that thing's pretty big. Now let's look at our triangle prism. So on this one, I know the triangle up front is my base. So I'm going to draw it off to the side. I can see that this part is 27, so that's going to be right here. Now I need to know what how tall this little piece is. So if this whole thing is 39.4, and I know this much of it is 25, when I subtract those, I get that this part is 14.4. Now I can find the area of that triangle. So we're going to take 27 times 14.4 divided by 2. So I get the area of this base is 194.4. Now we can find the volume. So our volume is 194.4 times the height of the triangular prism. So the triangle prism is going to be how far apart are the bases. And if I look at that picture, then I can see that the bases are this far apart, which is 35. So we're going to multiply that by 35. When I multiply those together, we get a total of 6,804. So to find the total volume, all I need to do now is add these two numbers together. So we're going to take 6,804 plus 23,625, and we get a total of 30,429 centimeters cubed. So that's how much space could fit in this. Now, unlike surface area, we're not going to subtract anything because just because they're stacked on top of each other isn't going to change how much fluid I can stick in them. Like it's just going to keep building up. We don't have to subtract anything from those. Okay, so now let's look at the last shape today. We're going to look at the cylinder. So the cylinder is just going to be pi r squared h. Pi r squared h. Where r is the radius and h is the height. So just like we've been practicing with surface area, r is the radius, h is the height. All right, let's look at number 6. So on the cylinder, we're going to take pi r squared, which is 18, so 18 squared, times our height, which is 15. So we're going to take 18 times 18 times 15, and we're going to leave the pi alone. So 18 times 18 times 15, we get a total of 4,860 pi. And when I multiply those together, we're going to get a total of 15,268.1 inches cubed. All right, last one in our notes here. We've got one more cylinder. So again, we're going to take pi radius squared. So in this case, it gives us the diameter. We want to cut that in half to get our radius. So 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So pi 5.5 squared. And then our height this time is 21. So we're going to multiply by 21. So 5.5 times 5.5 times 21 gives me a total of 635.25 pi. And then when I multiply by pi, we're going to get 1995.7 meters cubed. I find volume is a little bit easier than surface area because the formulas are smaller, and hopefully you'll think the same thing.